Hey guys, hopefully you can hear me okay. I know that technically this live was scheduled for later, but honestly, I just want to chill later. I feel like making macaroni and cheese. I really love. I have some very sharp cheddar cheese. It's so sharp, it's almost like as hard as Parmesan, like aged Parmesan. And so I want to make that with whatever I make for dinner. So I'm going to be very quick with this. But I wanted to talk to you about this controversy that's going around because one of these relationship gurus has been arrested. And hi, here for truth. And so, yeah, I figured, what the heck? Let's discuss it, okay? So, first of all, I want to tell you what this live is not going to be. I'm not going to be doxing this person. I'm not going to expend my time digging through uh, public archives to pull up dirt on this person. I'm not going to be giving out her real name. I'm not going to be doing any of that stuff because I don't have time for that crap. I have a whole life to live. I'm not trying to dox anybody. I think enough people have doxed her and put her information out there. I don't need to join the bandwagon. I don't need to show mug shots. I don't need to do all that. Second of all, I'm not about to drag her. Okay, we have people out here, all of a sudden she's transgender. All of a sudden, I don't know why anybody would listen to her. All of a sudden, we're very confused when clearly this woman was able to make a living off of YouTube, but now everybody is above and beyond, right? Engaging in those type of shenanigans. What I want to talk about is what she represents, okay? I want to talk about what she represents. And no, men, you don't get to escape this conversation. Just because I used a woman's name in the title because she just got arrested does not mean that the men are exempt from this. This is not a woman's only party. This is something that you men engage in too. And I have said this on my channel before, and a lot of people found it offensive, but I said that the 21st century has become the century of the rise of the rejects. Let me repeat that. The rise of the rejects. Try to follow me here before you get in your feelings, because if you're getting in your feelings, that's because you think you're a reject. Okay? If the title Rise of the Rejects has you feeling some kind of way, it's because on some level you recognize that you are of that ilk. If you're not a reject, then you don't need to be concerned with my verbiage. If you are a reject, still listen on, okay? Because you might find some help in this conversation. So, when it comes to the rise of the rejects, what we have is that the rejected people in society, the people who can't make money, the people who can't find love, the people who feel unwanted, right? All these people who feel like their lives are not good enough, they have come forward to do one of two things. Number one, they have come forward to tell other rejects how they can attain something that they have only attained by you paying them. Let me explain that again. There's two types of rejects, okay? In this rise of the rejects culture. In the rise of the rejects culture, there's number one, rejects who are now making coin off of telling other rejects how they can rise up. Their coin that makes them seem like they know what they're talking about is made off of your low self esteem, your inability to achieve in your own life. Oh, because you guys thought I was going to drag her, right? You guys thought there's going to be a live where I drag them. No, let's talk about the people who are paying these people, who are following these people, who support these people. I did a pain pimp video for my patrons and my members, but let's have a public version. Okay. So that's the first type of reject. A reject who's really not about anything, but they know enough about being a reject to know that your self esteem is enough in the gutter that you're ready to pay them to tell them about how you can stop being nothing. Because I'm not saying you are nothing. I'm saying you don't think you're anything. That's why you're going to people to tell you how to become something. You're not making moves and getting what you want. That's why you're wandering to people for them to tell you how to achieve something. This is very different from having a mentor. This is very different from getting guidance in your personal life by somebody who knows and cares about you. This is you going to a perfect stranger who will literally say anything you want to hear for a super chat or a private consultation. They will say anything that will keep you paying them. Okay? This includes abusing you and telling you that you're dumb, to giving you some fictitious information that has a splash of truth to it so you feel that it's legitimate. The second type in the rise of the rejects are those people who know that they are rejects but are going to get offended if you call them a reject. So what they prefer to do is they prefer to go to pain pins who will tell them how it's not you, it's everybody else. It's not you, it's this very particular group of people who's not shit. You, on the other hand, are flipping amazing. Your only problem is that you refuse to recognize that these other people aren't crap. And when people have low self esteem, they will pay to hear you talk about how, despite the fact that they're rejects, it's not them, it's the other person. And the only thing wrong with them is the other person. These are the two type of rejects: the leading reject and the following reject. Let me I'm gonna keep it like 30,000% with you guys. I'm about to say a whole lot of things. Just 50% of you can prepare to be offended. Okay? 50% of you could prepare right now to be offended. Because here is the problem. The problem isn't this chick. She's not the problem. Men and women, you guys both do this. And what it really stems from is a lack of parenting. Can I keep it real? Some of you guys did not have good parents. Some of you guys did not have mothers to teach you about womanhood, about how to vet men, about how to know better. Some of you did not have fathers to teach you how to be a man, to teach you what leadership looks like. Some of you guys just did not have good examples. And you don't know how to circulate yourself in the world to simply approach somebody in real life and say, I see that you have your ish together. I'm talking about real life, not YouTube. I see that you have your ish together. Can you teach me? Can you show me? You know, a person you can reach out and physically touch, you can go and have lunch with them. A lot of y'all don't have the sense of purpose to do that in your real life. So, what you do, and this is what's crazy about it, I'm going to keep it real. This is what's crazy about it. What is insane about this is that in your rejected state, in your low self esteem state, in your I stay losing state, the only thing you can muster out of yourself is to join 300 to 1,000 to 2,000 other people in a virtual chat room to super chat money to somebody who the only way they're going to talk to you is if somebody's going to pay them to do so. If they think that your story is pathetic enough that somebody's going to super chat to hear you be debased and told what is wrong with you, is somebody who will have a conversation with you if you fork them over a few $100s. You're a trick because you thought this was going to be about relationship gurus, self help gurus, level up gurus taking advantage of you. No, your problem is not them because a predator is going to eat prey. Let me tell you, that's why when you guys were coming for Kevin Samuels, I was like, I'm not even worried about Kevin Samuels. That's why when you guys were coming for what's the little Jessica X, I'm not worried about Jessica X. A predator is going to eat prey. Okay? A lion is going to hunt a wildebeest. If you want to be a gazelle, stunned and shocked and not know when to get moving, you're going to get eaten. I'm not going to hold it against these individuals for knowing that you're dumb enough to give them a coin. If they can make their whole lifestyle off of your low self esteem, the problem is really your low self esteem. Because I'm going to tell you something, the world is not full of people who are going to treat you right despite the fact that you don't even know how to watch out for yourself. So if your self esteem is so in the gutter, if you are incapable of in real life finding somebody to teach you in real life who you can interact with in person, who you can learn from in person, who's really going to be a person who can write you a recommendation letter, who can literally introduce you to people in their circle. See, that's what I mean. A lot of you guys don't have guidance. Okay. Because when a young lady in my circle wants to get married, we take her little pretty ass, we help her put herself together, and we introduce her to the people in our circle. She doesn't need to pay anybody $500 to do anything. She doesn't need to come be debased on YouTube and told she's not worth anything. When a man in our circle is looking for a wife, he can find a wife among the women we know. Negro, we know some women, okay? We know them. We know their mamas. We know their daddies. We know how they grew up. We knew where they graduated from. We know every mistake they made. These women have been vetted before you ever even consider getting married. You don't need to go to some random individual on YouTube who's literally putting on a whole performance for cash to get advice. When you cleave, learn how to cleave to winners in the real world. Okay? All you're doing is some virtual low self esteem crap. You have low self esteem and low value in real life, and then you come to these YouTube streets and you lower your value further by sniffing behind somebody in a virtual space instead of recognizing that your real problems have real solutions in the real world. And I'm not about to be mad at people who recognize that some of you will never recognize that it is time for you to, in the real world, start associating yourself with different people. I don't need to hold 50,000 lives to get that point across. I could tell you right here in this one live that's going to last about an hour. I'm going to tell you the game right now. That's the game. Okay. You don't need a private consultation with me for $500 for me to tell you crap. I can tell you right now your problem. I don't need to know you. I don't need to know your story. I don't need to demean you. I don't need to do any of that. I'm letting you know right now. Your problem is your self-esteem is so low, you don't even bust moves in the real world. You're on here trying to bust a move and listen to somebody who's just giving out general ass information. They're not about to introduce you to anybody. They're not about to actually help you do crap. They cannot have any effectual in your real life. You need a job. You need to make six figures. You need a network in the real world. You don't need anybody on YouTube telling you crap. Okay? You need a husband who knows how to act. Then you need to get around some women whose husbands know how to act. Because guess what? Birds of a feather flock together. Okay? That means that in the real world, if you know a woman who has her ish together, her husband's friends are likely like minded to him. And if they know somebody's single and you know how to maneuver and position yourself to be a trusted and appreciated and valued confidant of that person, then her husband will say, well, man, I know Nick. Is he coming to the dinner party? Well, yes, honey, he is. And you know what? Teresa would be perfect for him. Let's invite them over for dinner. See, when you deal with functional people, that's how they work. Man, you know who would be great for this project? Clarence. Clarence would be amazing for this project. You don't get that kind of hookup. You don't get that kind of guidance. You don't get that kind of networking on freaking YouTube. Well, Alchemist Rising said, not disagreeing with your assessment, however, many in our community do not have those resources. Many don't even know those kind of people exist outside of TV. This is what I'm talking about, though. You're kind of making my point for me, Alchemist Rising. If you know that in the circle that you run, people aren't shit, you don't need 30 YouTube videos and a $200, $300 consultation to tell you to shift circles. Okay? You don't need that. I'm gonna tell you guys like I told my baby sister. Okay? What business do you have with them? They are here and your mind is here. You need to start moving in different circles. That's common sense. Like I said, I'm gonna give you the game right here in one video. I don't have to build a whole channel around this crap. You either are gonna do it or you're not gonna do it. I don't need you to super chat me $500. I don't need a private consultation with you. You do it or you don't do it. If you're hanging around with losers, it's time for you to disassociate, okay? Maybe come the frick up out of the club, okay? Maybe get away from these people who have no aspirations other than getting a Louis bag. Maybe shake the spot on that, okay? Maybe go get yourself a second job, sweetheart, so that you can go ahead and pay your way to get a degree so that you can get up and around some people who are on a different level. Do something with yourself. If you don't know those kind of people, the best way to know those kind of people is to get into the places where those people are. And these people are busy and doing things. Okay? Maybe instead of sitting at home watching Real Housewives of Atlanta or sitting on YouTube listening to Kevin Samuels or Jessica X, how about you go take your ass to the gym and then you'll meet people who are more fit? Why don't you go take your ass to the library so you can meet some people that are well read who are doing studies? Why don't you go take a class somewhere? Okay? Why don't you do the things that productive people do? Why don't you cut off your cable and get your face up out of that TV and invest that money into engaging in an activity where you're going to meet people who are doing different things with their lives other than sitting inside of their homes on the freaking internet asking for advice from perfect strangers who they will never see, who won't remember their names when that money stops coming. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you guys comprehend the words coming out of my mouth? Because you guys, a lot of us want to make this about the creators. We want to drag Kevin Samuels. We want to drag Jessica X. We want to drag this Michaela chick. We want to drag Shira. We want to drag Pink Pill. We want to drag Chrissy. We want to drag all these people. We want to feel some kind of way about them because they have a hustle. But you don't need to be worried about their hustle if you get your mind right, do you? Okay? I don't like pimps, but I'm not worried about that pimping because I'm not a hoe. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you hear what I'm saying? I'm not worried about how a pimp maneuvers with their hoes because I'm not on a hoe stroke. But if you want to prostitute yourself out, maybe that's your concern. Or perhaps you need to figure out what you're going to do with yourself and let these people over here that are on some other stuff worry about what they're going to do with themselves. See, the thing is, everybody, like I said, people have itching ears. People have itching ears. First of all, y'all want to hate on something because really you feel that you got. A lot of people are very tight about the situation because they feel they got. They feel personally insulted. Well, I'm not personally insulted because I don't need anybody to tell me a darn thing. That's your problem. When Kevin Samuels dragged that woman, those of you who were there for the live that I did about that, what did I say? She went up there to get dragged. Okay? She took her low self esteem having butt up there so that he could treat her like crap. If she is into masochism, I'm not about to get mad at the sadist. If you're into masochism, why would I get mad at the sadist? Explain that to me. Why am I to give mad? What do I have getting mad at somebody who gave you what you wanted? It's funny how we go out for things and we get what we want, and then we want to try to be in our feelings because we got exactly what we were fishing for. Please. Okay, stop fishing for the wrong stuff. That's what I say. Stop fishing for the wrong stuff. Now, there's a whole nother side to this where me, myself, I'm not going to take advantage of weak people. I was talking to one of my patrons about this. I know how I am. Now, you show some weakness around me, I'm just the sort of person to completely run you because weak people are almost asking to be exploited. I'm going to keep it real. Any strong person knows this. Weak people basically are begging you to exploit them, they're begging for it. Now, strong people have two choices. You exploit them because clearly you want me to exploit you because you keep laying your little naked self on my table. So you're asking to get screwed. Or I'm going to resist my natural urge to have a snack and I'm going to treat you like you don't even recognize you need to be treated. But I'm going to just keep it real. This is the real world. Everybody's not going to take option B. Everybody's not going to treat you the way you deserve to be treated, but may not recognize you need to be treated. Some people, when you lay yourself out on their dinner table, are going to take a knife to you and they're going to eat. They're going to eat off of you because you insist on laying your little funky butt on their table. And then we want to get mad at the person fat from the mill. No, get up off the table. Stop laying yourself on the table. Everybody is not about to baby you. Everybody's not about to be like, you know that I'm a predator, right? Now, you know that I'm just going to take your money, right? Now, you know that 50% of the stuff I'm saying is true, but 50% of it is just some bullshit to keep you around, right? You know, people aren't going to do that. So, why is it that you get mad that they don't do that? You know what I'm saying? In the flesh and blood, Naja, exactly. But when your self esteem is so low and your self worth is so low, you're not really trying to talk to anybody in person. And here's the gag. Here's the gag. Even if 50% of what these people said was true, you would have to drag your self esteem out the gutter enough to even implement that in real life. Really, all these people are giving you, all people like Michaela are giving you, is a sense of joy and camaraderie during their lives. During their lives, You're surrounded by people who feel like you. During their lives, they're saying everything you want to hear. During their lives, you are not the problem. During their lives, you have faith. And then you be itching and scratching and twitching until you get your next fix. Instead of you going to the salon and getting a body wrap or getting your hair done, instead of you taking a little money and setting yourself up a website, you're super chatting them $100. Huh? Isn't that what you're doing? You add your 50 super chats together, you could have had yourself a little funky website. You add your little super chats together, you could have took a couple of classes at the local community college. You add your little super chats together, you could have went and got a pedicure and a manicure. You're going to super chat them $50 for them to tell you you need to go get your hair done. Girl, why didn't you just go get your hair done? Do you know what I'm saying? I don't need to build a whole channel to tell you that. I can tell you that in one live. And at the end of the day, you either have the sense and the brain and the intelligence to take the game and run with it, or you don't. Now, if I wanted to build a channel around this stuff, I would be pandering to the or you don't people. The people, that's who I would be pandering to, the or you don't people. I would be constantly making videos knowing darn well all you're going to do is really listen to my videos, build your whole worldview around the stuff coming out of my mouth. But that 90 to 99.9% of you, your situation will never change. I'm going to tell you right now. If I have a channel and it's 2,000 deep in the chat and I'm making video after video after video, if I'm doing anything worth its salt, it's not just going to be one or two or 10 or 20 people talking about, oh, what you taught me got me somewhere. No, it's not going to be 10 or 20 people, okay? Not if there's thousands of you guys in my chat every time I go live. I got 1 million subscribers. I got 500,000 subscribers, but 5 people that said that I did something for them. Well, I'm not liking those odds. I mean, I might as well go to Vegas and pull a freaking slot machine. Rena Jameson said, why do you accept super chats and charge for videos then? Why do you go on a pimp's channel? First of all, I don't know any pimps. Well, yeah, I do know some pimps, actually, because I've been all up in the manosphere. I'll go wherever the fuck I want to go. Let's start there. Because wherever I go, I remain the same. Why do I charge for videos? Well, those of people who are on my membership page, see, I think you thought you were going to throw out a question I wasn't going to answer. But don't worry, I got some answers for you. I certainly do. Those who are on my Patreon can tell you right now, what do we do with this, a significant part of the money that comes to the Patreon? Those, if any of my patrons are in the chat, what do we do? We have sponsored, um, we sponsored 3 families. 3 families we have sponsored. We have helped a military man. That's what goes on in my Patreon. When we talk about my Patreon and my membership pages, it's not about me charging for videos. It's about ignorant ass people. Ignorant ass people. There are some conversations I want to have, but some of you are hidden behind a freaking avatar. And I can't really talk the way I really want to talk because some of you have the brain cells of like 2 small children. Some of you are narcs. Some of you aren't about crap. Some of you will be trying to flag my channel if I keep it too real. So when I want to have a conversation and I don't want to worry about you, I have it privately. When I want to have a conversation and I don't want to worry about you, I talk to my patrons and members on the phone. So that's why I have private content. I have private content because the way I figure it is the more you invest in dealing with me, the less likely I have to worry about you being on some BS. Okay? Because my patrons and members can tell you just a few days ago, I had to shut one of my whole lives down in our private space because I was trying to have a real conversation. And there had been some people who paid $5 to come into my patron space or my membership space who really did not need to be a part of that conversation. So I had to apologize and say, see, you guys, this is exactly why I can't always have these conversations on this level. And everybody understood, and I shut the live down and I had to private the live. Let that be a sufficient answer for you or freaking not. But I'm going to tell you what doesn't go on my channel. What doesn't go on this channel is I'm not about to tell you shit you want to hear. Okay? Everybody can get it on this channel. I can get it. And I've definitely had people come for me on my own channel. You can get it. The penises can get it and the vaginas can get it. We all can get it up over here, okay? Nobody over here is going to tell you your shit doesn't stink. Nobody over here is going to tell you it's all somebody else's problem. Hell, we don't even blame the white man for all the problems over here. No, Negro, you need to look yourself in the mirror. Hopefully that answers your question, Rena. And thank you for asking it, just in case anybody else had it in their minds, okay? I shoot 10,000% straight. If I didn't want to shoot 10,000% straight, I guarantee you I could pimp a few people right now. Okay? I could have a larger channel. I know how to act the ass. I know how to say some things that you guys want to hear. I'm not sitting up here trying to go into deep diving discussions about 300 and 400-year-old documents for popularity's sake. If I wanted to pimp somebody, this would be a level up channel right now. Okay, I will make video after video after video telling you men and you women how to get your minds right. And unlike your favorite level up people, I don't have a problem in taking you around as I live my life. Unlike your favorite level up people, I don't profess to be a multi-billionaire, have millions upon millions of dollars. I said I'm very comfortable. I live a comfortable life. I don't worry about anything. I spend half of my day freaking volunteering. But that's not what you guys want. You guys don't want realness. What you guys want is you want to go to somebody's channel so that they can tell you that your shit doesn't stink. You want to go to somebody's channel so that they can tell you that the problem is not you. Some of you want to go to somebody's channel and for them to tell you that technically you're perfectly fine. It's just that the other people are super screwed up. The other people, it's not you. It's not your problem. No, this video is not to tell you that Michaela is screwed up. Michaela is doing what she does. Your mind is screwed up, which is why you guys keep flocking under people who are literally just pain pimps. They are just pain pimps. They are pimping your pain. What is your pain? Are you short? There's a pimp out there that's going to talk about how short men are getting a bad rap. Are you fat? There's a pimp out there that's going to tell you, girl, go ahead and have that diabetes. Go ahead and have all that subcutaneous fat. You're fine. It's the world that's the problem. You don't need to exercise. You don't need to diet, baby. Are you light skinned? Oh, girl, there's a channel out there to let you know that your skin, people just hate on you. They just hate you because you're beautiful. This isn't even your problem. They want always trying to make you pick a side. Are you dark skinned? There's a channel to tell you everybody just hates you because you're dark. It's not even anything's wrong with you. You've done absolutely nothing wrong. The whole world is just against you. Are you black? There's a channel out there for you. It's blackity black all the time. Black people could never do anything wrong. Oh, a black person sold drugs to another black person? Well, that's not black people's fault. Oh, you chose to have 5 kids? Well, that's not your fault. Oh, you chose to not take care of your babies? You decided to be a deadbeat dad? Well, that's all the woman's fault. There's a channel for all of you people in denial. There's a channel somewhere for you. It's going to tell you everything about what you did wrong, every screwed up problem you have, and they're going to be able to correlate your problem to the next person. It doesn't have anything to do with you. No introspection. The only introspection you've got to do is understand what's wrong with the next person. There's a whole lot of channels out here, these level up channels, that are basically teaching you how to be a deceptive liar. And you're just literally a disgusting enough person to be on a channel that is telling you how to be a deceptive freaking liar, that is telling you how to deceive men or is telling you how to trick women for sex. And you're such a screwed up person, and that's why you're losing. You're such a screwed up person that you're over there taking notes. Oh, really? This is all I have to say to get a check? Oh, this is all I have to say to get some vagina? Well, you're never going to be happy in life because, newsflash, healthy minded people don't want to be used for money. Healthy minded people don't want to be used for sex. You're going to stay losing because you're with people who think the name of the game is to play games. And when you're constantly playing games, you never win because you're always playing. Nobody ever calls you inside for dinner because you're outside running the freaking streets playing games. Straight from the gate said Taz uses people and he's not even smart. I bet you he's more intelligent than you. That's why you're over on my channel talking about him, right? I bet you he's more intelligent than you because he has a channel and you're over here talking about him. But I guarantee he doesn't know who you are. So who is the more intelligent of the two? Do you follow what I'm saying? It's not even about whether or not you like him. It's about the fact that he has enough influence and control over his life that we're having a conversation that's not even about him, and yet he's on your mind. So who's the more intelligent person? He who has penetrated your mind or you? I'm not even trying to take sides. I'm just telling you, sometimes you guys have to see the reality. Sometimes we are weak minded people and we think that we're doing something out here. Sometimes we think we're being clever and we're really being dumb out here. Do you follow what I'm saying? Sometimes we think that we're doing something, but really our obsessions prove that the other person is everything we claim they're not. Do you hear what I'm saying? Your fixation proves that they're everything that they claim they are. You can't keep their name out of their mouth, so they're doing something right. See, everybody, that's what I'm saying. Everybody thinks it's about the person. It's about you. It's about you because you don't have any control over what anybody does. But I guarantee you, who you can control yourself, you can control your mindset, you can get your mind right. I guarantee you, 100 people have made videos about me and I can't name one. I don't know who they are, but they know who I am. So who wins? Who's the winner? Hmm? Who's the winner? Y'all have to get your minds right. These people are not the problem. This is what's wrong with black people. This is what's wrong with our community. Okay? This is what's wrong with us. The thing that's wrong with us is we will have people pimping our minds and we don't even know that we are being pimped. We will have a whole freaking obsession. It's like this situation with Umar Johnson. This whole situation with Umar Johnson. Why does anybody even keep talking about him? If you guys don't stop talking about this man and let him disappear into the backdrop, but he thrives because you guys are freaking obsessed with him. You are obsessed. You will not shut up. He keeps breathing because he has enough influence to perpetuate his name being in people's mouths all the time. You don't know how to get rid of anybody. The Black community doesn't know how to get rid of a pain pimp. The Black community doesn't know how to get rid of a hustler. The Black community doesn't know how to get rid of frauds because you guys give frauds all the limelight. The bigger the fraud, the more drama they cause, the more ignorant they act, the stupider they are, the more disrespectful they are, the more attention you guys give them. And then you guys all sit and act confused. Oh, we're all in the Black community. Well, why does everybody keep going to their channel? Because you won't shut up. Why do they keep donating? Because clearly they're doing something right because your name is in their mouth. Their name is in your mouth constantly. Then after you super chatted to death, after you super chatted yourself into the dirt, after you super chatted your grocery meal for that week, you still don't have a man, you still don't have a ring, you still don't have a woman who thinks you're anything but a checkbook. You're still fat, short, miserable. You're still single, broke, unhappy. And you know what? You've got to stay unhappy because the minute you get happy, you're not going to go to their channel and super chat anymore. You're not going to be paying for consultations if you're happy, are you? Beware when somebody's prosperity is centrally focused on whether or not you are miserable. If misery and complaints about misery are the only thing that you guys can talk about, misery and complaints about misery are the only things that can come out of your freaking mouth, then that's a person who's making money off of you being miserable. So you're never going to find healing there because you are united in misery. You're united in your pain. Okay? The thing that binds your relationship to that person is your unhappiness. There's no money in you winning. Winners aren't who are on their page. Winners are out living their best life. Losers are on their page. You're on their page because you're losing and you're waiting for somebody to give you advice. I'm going to tell you what I'm not about to do. I'm not going to be 2,000 deep in a room full of losers. I'll tell you that's what I'm not going to be doing. If you find me there, it's going to be to speak. You're not going to find me there for getting advice. Okay? Tell you what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to just be hanging out. You know what the solution to my problem is? To go into a room full of people who got the same problem I do. Really? That's the solution to your problem? To hang out with other people who are having the same issues you're having? Because you guys have a lot to share with each other, don't you? The only thing you guys have to contribute to each other is to co-sign how you're miserable and how the world is screwed up, how so-and-so screwed up, women are screwed up, child support's trash. You know what I'm saying? That's all you're there to do. You're literally there to unify under the fact that you are losing. It's the most toxic place a person could ever be. If you want to win, you go surround yourself with winners. You don't go 1,000 deep in a chat with a bunch of losers. Where do they do that at? If I have a disease and I'm trying to get healed, why am I going to go hang out with 1,000 other people who have the same condition I do? Where are you guys going? You guys aren't going anywhere. You guys are all sick too. We're all here for the same reason. We're all here because our minds aren't right. I'm going to tell you right now, you know what I like about this page? My page? I like my page because people will have you get your mind together. Okay? When you go to my comment section, everybody's not saying the same crap. People are on all different pages. Everybody's got something different to say. I'm in a conversation with somebody right now under one of my old videos, and he literally wrote me a whole dissertation about how he disagrees with me. Broke down his points, gave his little research and everything. Because I don't like to surround myself with weak minded losers. There's some people who have been following my channel for the past couple of years who could tell you that every time I made a video, they disagreed with me. 90% of the things I said, they did not like. And their only purpose was to challenge my position because I don't need a bunch of yes men surrounding me. But see, weak people want to be on channels where everybody is like minded. Weak people don't ever want to be challenged. Weak people don't want to have conversations. Weak people are there to be led. I'm not trying to be surrounded by a bunch of followers, okay? Because followers are going to bring out my worst nature. I don't know about anybody else. I can't function around weak people. I will become a whole beast around some weak people. I really will, okay? I can become, look, every side of me is not a pretty side. So I prefer to be surrounded by strong people. That's why I don't get into my feelings when people are adverse to me. I would rather us butt heads, compare notes, and sharpen each other than for all you guys to be here. Oh, absolutely. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, it's fine to get affirmation. When you guys are right, I agree with you. That's a good point. That's an excellent point. That was well said. I agree with you too. But the thing is, we can't agree all the time. 99% of the people on my channel do not agree with me all the time, and they have no problem saying so. But see, when you're with a pain pimp, conformity is a requirement. They really aren't trying to have anybody on their panels that don't agree with them. They're really not trying to have you up in their chat completely going against them. They're really not trying to have you in their comment section challenging their ideals because they're there to pimp pain. They're not there to have conversations. They're not there for you guys to find an understanding in a middle ground. They're not there for you guys to learn how to coexist. What they're there to do is for you to be obedient and acquiescent to their train of thought. Nia said, do you bully them by accident? I don't. Here's the thing. I'm going to be honest. Like I said, when people are weak minded, when people are weak minded, they are always seeking leadership. Those of you who are my patrons and members know I said the reason revolutions have never worked is because everybody is seeking a leader, but nobody is self led. Because revolutions are always comprised of people who are weak and following behind somebody strong, when you cut off the strong person, the whole revolution crumbles. We have seen this historically. So for me, I promote everybody to lead. Everybody needs to be self starting. Does that mean that nobody is making the ultimate decisions? That's not what it means. What it means is that if you get rid of that person, there are 10 people that are capable of fully doing that person's job. However, I find when a strong person is surrounded by people who want to just worship them, When a strong person is surrounded by people who idolize them, when a strong person is surrounded by people who are hanging on their every freaking word and have no independent thoughts of their own, they become pimps. Because you can only put a gazelle in front of a lion for so long before the thing gets eaten. Like, we're only going to coexist in this cage for so long. One of us is going to eat the other. And I'm the only beast around here. So you might get eaten. So it's not something that happens by accident. That is nature. Strong people can overpower weak people. People with strong opinions can overpower those people who have weak opinions. So if you are weak, your best bet is not to align yourself with a strong person who's just going to try to run your mind. When all you could do is copycat what they're saying. I can't tell you how many times people come over here and they're literally just basically all saying the same thing. I could tell who your daddy is. I could tell who your mama is. I could tell who you worship because all you could do is repeat the crap they're saying on their channel. You don't even know what the hell you're saying. I have people come up to me, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh, okay, you're subscribed to so-and-so. Got it. Then when you ask them to think their thoughts out, to vet their thoughts, to qualify their thoughts, they can't do it because they're not thinking. All they're doing is assimilating information and regurgitating it, just vomiting it up like some kind of retarded ass parrot. Just vomiting stuff up like you're stupid. You realize that conversations can't go on with people who only vomit up things that they've heard. You need a thinking person. When I said I wanted to bring Goddess on, and I was like, you guys, do you think it would be fun to bring Goddess on and have a conversation? It's because Goddess, literally, we agree maybe on 50% of things and we disagree on 50% of things. When I brought Definition of Anarchy on, we were on two different modes as far as whether anarchy was possible or not. We weren't on here to agree. We were on here to have a conversation. For two intelligent people to come together and talk. To be on adverse sides of an opinion and demonstrate how we could still have a productive conversation and find points that we could align with each other. That is far more productive than a bunch of people vomiting up shit that I said. That's why when I have my panels and people are like, why are you letting so-and-so up there? We don't like so-and-so. I don't care about you liking them. What I care about is the difference of opinion. I care about having different voices up here. I'm not just trying to talk to people who agree with me. That's why when you look at the chat, everybody's on a different page. I want people who think. But see, when you are a weak-minded person, you end up in situations where you're on a channel with 100,000 people who don't know how to think just like you don't know how to think. They only know how to listen like a child. But maybe not like a child, because we know that children are willful and have their own opinions and thoughts. A lot of adults don't even have that. They only know how to listen, not to think. When I do my little videos, I put the links and stuff in the chat so you guys can go read it and decide for yourself if you agree with my point of view or not. A lot of you don't want to read anything. A lot of you, if I make a video or so-and-so makes a video or if the next person makes a video, you never go research it. You never go read anything. You never vet if they're telling the truth or not. You just take it at face value because they have on a nice suit, because their animation was good, because they knew how to do video editing, because they sound like they know what they're talking about. And that's why all these people live. That's why they keep eating. That's why they keep living. That's why they keep breathing. Because your mental laziness allows them to thrive. Because you're really not trying to think or act or make decisions for yourself. You're trying to be told what to do. That's why people are in the comment section, well, what do we do? What do we do? Well, fool, why don't you tell me? Why would you think that I would have an answer you don't even have? Why don't we come together and decide what to do? Why do you take a submissive stance? Well, what do we do? What is the solution? Well, why don't you help come up with a solution? Be a thinking individual. Be a functioning individual. Stop waiting for somebody to tell you. You don't have to be submissive all the time. Come up out of your submission. And then when a submissive person gets led into a ditch, you guys want to drag the person that led them into a ditch. Well, nobody told you to hop up underneath them. Like I said, y'all thought I was going to drag Michaela. I'm not about to drag this girl, this woman. She's 40 years old. I'm not about to drag this woman. If you didn't want her leadership, you shouldn't have been up underneath her. When you get up underneath a leader, if they lead you to destruction, that's the leader you chose. That's who you chose. That's the person you chose out here. Yes, Nia, you saw it. You saw it. Rena Jameson, you're not waiting for an answer because you don't have the mind to comprehend the answer I gave you. So why would I waste my time re-answering a question you already asked that you clearly don't comprehend? Hmm? If you didn't comprehend the words coming out of my mouth the first time, I don't think that you've grown the brain cells to comprehend the words coming out of my mouth now. So why would I bother? Rewind, girl. The rewind button is your friend. Just drag that little red circle back down the bar and re-listen to my first answer to your question. Okay? And if you're dissatisfied with that answer, you're going to remain dissatisfied. Hopefully that is clear. Hopefully you comprehend that. And even my mods know what's up because a lot of you guys are like, why you got these people in your chat saying this and that? Notice my mods don't touch anybody. My mods already know. It's very rare that we will delete a comment or kick somebody out the chat or block somebody because I don't care what you guys say. As long as you're not on some weird stuff, as long as you're not moving extra specially funny, you can come up in the chat and say anything you want. Speak your mind. Because a lot of times, like I said, when you speak your mind, you either make yourself look wise or you make yourself look dumb. One or the other. Who am I to stop you from making yourself look wise or stupid? You shake and move the way you want to shake and move. Look, this is what I'm going to say. It is not about Michaela. It is not about these other people who are doing level up content, how to get vagina content, how to XYZ content. It's not about them. It is about us and our choices. At the end of the day, strong people can say what they have to say, but weak people are going to flex with who they want to flex with. If you hear the message that you need to make better decisions about who you choose to be led by, if you are truly incapable of self leading and self starting, and you decide to position yourself up underneath somebody, then I can only feel so bad for you, baby, because you made the wrong choice. If all you were going to do was follow, you should have chose up better. You followed the wrong individual. But what I don't think is fair is for us to know that people make a conscious decision to fall up under people they know are actual scam artists. And Michaela, jury is out. We don't know. She hasn't been convicted of anything. But we do know that there are scam artists out here, Umar Johnson. Proven scam artists, 10 years, haven't produced anything, haven't done anything. We know that these people exist and people still slide up under them. Well, if that's where they want to be, then that's where they want to be. You know what I mean? It's like a battered wife. You could offer her a ride away from the house, but if she doesn't want to lose her husband, well, girl, go get your face bashed in then. I mean, I'm sorry to see it. I don't want it to happen to you, but clearly that's what you're down with. So until you're fed up and decide to leave, I can't throw on a cape for you. Okay? I can't put on a cape. You can't put on a cape. We cannot put on a cape for people who have chosen their leader. They've chosen their authority. They've chosen who they want to be up under. They want to be argumentative. They want to focus on the wrong things. There's nothing that can be done in those situations. I vote those of us that have our minds right, just carry on. You know what I say? Like, some people need to be to the left side of the room. Let them stay over there and do them. Okay, if you want to move funny, you don't got your mind right. Okay, that's fine. What I'm trying to do is associate with people who have their thinking caps on. Yeah, I don't follow any of them either. I think what definitely needs to happen. Um, Chakra Love said a lack of empathy. Who has a lack of empathy, Chakra? Some people love to be verbally abused. Like I said, some people are masochists. They love it. If you love it, don't let me stand in your way, sweetie. That's what you want. So, with that said, that's really all that I have to say on the matter. It's more a matter of introspection. So I'm going to just say this one more time. You don't need a level up guru on YouTube. What you need is you need to change your environment. I gave you some tools earlier. There are things that you can exchange that are non fruitful in your life, and you can exchange those things for something that is fruitful. Okay? You have to exchange it for something that is fruitful. So, like I said, maybe it's time for you to stop paying for cable TV and go invest the money you might invest in cable or Netflix or whatever you're spending your money on. Go invest that elsewhere. Maybe that could be you paying for a personal trainer once a week if your body is the problem. Maybe that could be you paying for a class at a community college if that is the issue, right? If you need a little side hustle, why don't you go pay for a little real estate class? I know a woman, she makes these beautiful crocheted outfits. I was like, look, if you put the outfits together, I will throw together a commercial for you. We'll run it on my channel. No cost. You can sell your stuff. You know, take the little money that you put. Maybe you have a coffee addiction. Maybe you like candy. You know what I tell myself? Every time I want to buy something yummy to eat, I'm like, I could spend $20 on snacks. Like I could get like all the ingredients to make the stuff that I want, or I could spend $20 on, going and getting some products to keep my face and my body together, right? It's like where you allocate your time and your money. Do you want to go to the club? Maybe I don't want to go to the club. Screw the club. Maybe the money I would pay to go to the club, I could pay for a course in learning a new language so that I could be more marketable. In this world, you need to speak several languages. Maybe your club time on Saturdays could be used studying a different language so that when you go to apply to a job, you can say, I am bilingual. I am trilingual. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of the things that we are seeking online is really about us making productive choices. At the end of the day, if you don't want to be a productive person, if all you have is excuses, then your life is not going to flourish. You're not going to accomplish anything. The thing is, we want to basically remain the way that we are and do minimal work and hope that our looks, our money, or whatever is going to carry us. But I'm going to tell you something. The people who are truly successful will see that you are weak and fake. They will see that you are weak. They will see that you are fake. And so you will never really get anywhere. The only person you're going to align with when you're weak and fake are other weak, fake people. Look, you don't have to co-sign what I'm saying. I'm just saying, look inside yourself. If you are fake and you are weak, tell me that I'm a liar when I tell you that you're surrounded by weak and fake people. I guarantee you are, because you won't be around anything real and strong very long before you are found out and discarded. And that is the truth. That is the truth. Cannibalizing, turning on each other like snakes. Anyway, with that said, you guys, I'm going to talk to you later. I literally just heard of this today and I was like, I'm done with like my morning things before I, go. I told you guys earlier what I'm going to make for dinner for everybody. I was like, before I go do that, let's just come and have a brief conversation about this. This video is not going anywhere, okay? It will go unlisted. It will go to my unlisted playlist because it's not something that I really think needs to be on the main page. But you could just mosey on over to my playlist and you can watch it, even though it's unlisted. You can save it to your playlist and you can watch it, okay? Because sometimes I make the videos unlisted and you guys act like they've completely disappeared. It hasn't disappeared. And I always say if there's a video that is not on my unlisted playlist, because I have hundreds of videos and I can't remember to put them all there, just say, please put this video. Some of you guys have done that. Like, where's this video? Can you put it on the playlist? And I just add it to the playlist so that you can still watch it. So nothing is ever gone for real, for real. As long as you have the link, 99% of things will still be there. I will talk to you guys later.